you that don't remember, hey ho is a traditional Voyageur greeting. That's what they would say when they met each other or anyone else along the way. So, for the rest of the week, maybe when you see someone, if you want somebody to say hey ho instead of hello or bonjour. Welcome everyone. And this is our opening ceremony assembly for Festival de Voyageur at Riverside School. We'd like to begin this ceremony with a special presentation from our choir. So while they're sitting down, this week I just wanted to remind everyone that we're going to have trivia questions all throughout the week in the morning announcements, except they did the same one this morning. This morning, what did we have that was so special already? Just yell it. Yeah, pancake breakfast. So I'm going to say a whole bunch of names, and these are the people that helped with the pancake breakfast. So when I'm done, I'd like to give them a really big, loud round of applause. Okay? So we want to say thank you to Angela Bartlett, our superintendent, Kelly Tate, Juan Mazan, Michael Spence, Madame Davis, Madame McKenzie, Madame McKissick, Madame Watkinson, and June, Sean Watkinson, Amanda Smoot. So can we give them a big round of applause? Thank you very much for their help. So we have our pancake breakfast as part of our celebration of the week. This week for Festival de Voyageur, we celebrate the French language that came to Canada from European men that came over to Canada, and we call them les Voyageurs. They spoke French. They brought the French language to Canada. We also celebrate our Métis culture as well. So yesterday, we're celebrating French and Métis. Now, does anyone know why we didn't have school yesterday? Was it a special holiday? Okay, some provinces in Canada call yesterday Family Day. What does Manitoba call it? We don't call it Family Day. Yeah? Hi. Louis Riel Day. We call it Louis Riel Day. Louis Riel was a French Métis man who fought very hard to make Manitoba a province in Canada. So Manitoba, I believe the story is that this was put out to a vote amongst students in Manitoba, what we should call that holiday yesterday. And it was the students of Manitoba who voted that we should call it Louis Riel Day. We have grade 8 students who are getting on a bus, hopefully at 1 o'clock today, that are on their way to Winnipeg to celebrate Festival in Winnipeg, and they will visit the site of Louis Riel's grave in St. Boniface in Winnipeg. Okay, so there's a picture of Louis Riel. Sorry, I should have changed it earlier. Okay, and another French Métis man who's been to our school before and who is coming back has a special message for us.
Bonjour les élèves de l'école Riverside. Moi, je suis Hubert le Voyageur et je suis très content de savoir qu'on va se voir au Festival du Voyageur, hein, par Zoom. Et bien sûr, peut-être dans une couple de mois, je vais être capable de vous voir en personne quand je viens visiter votre belle ville de Thompson. Alors, gardez la bonne esprit et à bientôt tout le monde!
Pretty special. T-Bell said bonjour, so for the, I know that was in French. For English-speaking students, this is T-Bell. He just said, I hope you all at Ecole Riverside have a great festival, and that I will see you in a couple months. Because indeed, T-Bell and Doozy are coming here in May, and they will be playing traditional Métis music in French, but they've added like a new age modern twist to it. So it'll be fiddle, but Doozy is on like a, what's this called? Like a DJ, yeah. So anyway, they're coming here in May. Okay, so that was, he just said, Bon Festival. So the next thing I wanted to show everyone was, I know that we use the word Indigenous, we use Métis, we use French Canadian, and I just wanted to make sure that everyone understood what all the terms meant. So I found this great little video that we're going to watch together.
What is indigenous?
It means originating or occurring naturally in a particular place.
So, indigenous people are...
Me. Hi, Sid. Hi, Ruby. Indigenous people are the first people to be living in a place. Indigenous people, like me, have lived here for over 12,000 years, long before it was even called Canada. Around 1.4 million people identify as Indigenous in Canada today.
Hi, Sunny. You're indigenous?
Yep, I'm Algonquin First Nation.
So, which word should I use? Indigenous or Algonquin First Nation?
Well, most Indigenous people would rather be called by the title of their nation. Algonquin, Cree, Haida, Mohawk. But if you don't know what nation someone is, it's better to use the word Indigenous.
Is Indigenous the same as Aboriginal, Native, and Indian?
Actually, those words aren't used as often anymore, Sid. In some cases, those words can even be hurtful.
In Canada, there are 3 different groups of Indigenous peoples: the First Nations, the Métis, and the Inuit. The First Nations is the largest and most varied group, and they are found all over Canada. They include my nation, the Algonquin First Nation, and many others like Cree, Haida, Mohawk, Ojibwe. The Métis are the descendants of First Nations peoples and the European settlers who came to Canada, and they are all across the country. Finally, the Inuit are the Indigenous peoples of the Arctic, and they are also found all across the country.
So many amazing groups of people.
That's right. And think about this. Each nation has their own culture with their own languages, laws, and spiritual beliefs. The First Nations alone include over 50 different nations with 50 different languages.
Wow!
Respect!
And those cultures had, and continue to have, a huge influence on Canada, giving it words, inventions, concepts, and games that are used by Canadians today, including that canoe and this kayak. The country's name Canada comes from the St. Lawrence Iroquois First Nations word, Kanata, meaning village or settlement.
Thanks for sharing with us, Sunny.
Happy to. And remember, if you know what nation someone is, you can use that to describe them. If not, use the word Indigenous.
Got it.
Okay, so the Métis are descendants of the European settlers and the Indigenous from Canada. Okay? And many of them live in Manitoba, and many of them are French speaking. So we celebrate Métis this week as well as the French language. Now, on there it said many of the indigenous inventions, right? So this week, tomorrow in our school, we are going to have, does anyone remember what we're doing tomorrow at school? Just yell it if you remember. Maple taffy. Okay, so the maple taffy is an indigenous invention, but it is now considered kind of a French cultural thing because what kind of trees do we need for maple syrup? The largest population of maple trees in Canada are found in Quebec and Ontario. What language do so many Quebecois or Ontario people speak? French, okay, so that's the link. So we're gonna watch a quick little video of the maple syrup version.
Déjà. Wait.
It's a ceremony?
So then maple syrup was then being sent over to Europe, okay? But that was the beginning of it. It was a stick put into the side of a tree, and then liquid came out. Then you boil down that water and you get maple syrup, okay? So that was a creation or discovery that's been inherited by us from indigenous people. So the rest of the week, so tomorrow is maple taffy. And then we had talked about, we have a draw box for our trivia that we're giving every day. Are you ready for today's trivia? Here's the question. So like we've done in the past, anytime you want to put an answer, there's a piece of paper outside the office. You write your name and your answer, and we'll draw some names at the end. We have some pencils and little muskrat faces and tattoos and stickers for festival prizes, okay? The trivia question is, and don't yell it out, because we learned this last year, see who can remember. Name one thing that Les Voyageurs ate on their travels in their canoe. Don't say it out loud. Name one thing that Les Voyageurs ate on their travels in their canoe. Keep it to yourself, you're gonna enter after lunch, okay? Also, on Thursday, we have in the past called it Dress Like a Voyageur Day, but we've changed it a little bit this year. So you can wear anything that makes you think of French culture. You can certainly dress like a voyageur, because we are celebrating them. But if you'd like to also celebrate Métis heritage that you have, you can wear anything that makes you think of that as well. If you want to wear your orange shirt, if you want to wear a sash, you can wear whatever you want that makes you think of celebrating French, voyageur, or Métis. And then on Friday, down here, can everyone see down here? Friday, everyone is going to be doing their crafts in school. So that could be like your beaver, or your sash, or finger weaving. Some of you will be making wooden bonhommes to celebrate digging, and some of you will be making games. Okay? All right. So because it is a celebration, and celebrations are done all together, we're all going to sing a song together to end our assembly. The words are in English and in French, and they're going to be up on the wall. Let me just get the proper name.
L'année prochaine.